Yes, look at me. What a good boy
Okay.
Benny is. Aren't you? Yeah, he's like, yeah, I got this. Okay, now what?
Yeah, he's like, this is really good. Okay. I'm trying to get out. Good morning, Annette. This is Kathy and Benny. And we're trying to show you the what we're after. I'm trying to get in a position where I can show you the eye contact thing.
I'm just going to move him around.
Yeah. Okay. So see, when they get too overly done, when Lydia's mugging you for your treats, can you kind of like hold your hand with a treat in it, and then show him, and then just close your hand.
One little treat.
Yep, and close your hand and hold it down where he's going to mug you a little. See, that's all right. See, because he looked up. He right there.
Yes,
Bang.
good boy.
So even that little glance up he did before is probably where Lydia will be. She's going to give you glances and then feel confident about giving you good eye contact.
Look at me, Benny.
And
Yes, good boy.
okay, and
Look at me.
for this video, we won't tell him to look at me because Lydia's just starting, so
Okay,
she can
gotcha.
add the cue later. You can say
Yeah.
attention, focus, look at me, whatever works. But
Yes,
there you
good
go.
boy.
See, all we're doing right now for the eye contact game is waiting for him to make good eye contact and treat from underneath. And I'm trying to, I gotta back up a
He's
little.
getting so good at it now.
Yes, yes. And Benny's been doing, you know, he did this as a baby with his spoon feeding, and he's been here for a few weeks already, so he knows it. But it's still easier to show with him than it is with nice.
Boy.
And they'll offer behaviors when, if you don't give him the treat right away, like he offered to sit, he's looking for the right answer, and then yes. And see, and he wasn't overly confident about giving eye contact right there, those little glances. That's what Amelia, where'd that come from? Lydia's gonna do in the beginning is these little glances up and treat. You give a treat.
Yes, you are. Yes, good sit.
See, so all we're doing is eye contact game. This isn't about obedience training or anything. It's about establishing communication and letting him know there is and he burped. That was a good burp. That was good. The right answer. You know, they want to please us. They just don't speak English.
Good boy,
And
Benny. Yes, you did.
so it's kind of like a common ground language they understand, and it's non-threatening, and there's no physical punishment, and it's just communication. It's really not about the training. It's just the eye contact game. I guess it's way more about the relationship and the communication. So, you know, and if he gets
Yes, good boy.
see, anytime
Boy, you are.
anytime she gives you a half of a blink,
Yes,
she
you
gets
are.
a treat. Lots of praise. And trust me, Benny was not confident with Kathy.
Oh my gosh.
He came out barking and carrying on, and they've only met 3 times. And because she's communicating on a level that he understands as a dog, and he's getting a right answer. So he wants to do it.
Such a good
And then you
boy.
reinforce it with the treat,
Yes.
and it's just very simple, but it's just not, I guess, and it is absolutely the same thing as clicker training except without the clicker, and I absolutely think that clicker training is brilliant to build a behavior in any animal. I'm just not that coordinated, and if I'm out training, doing public access, I'm busy. I can't multitask.
Very good, Benny.
So we just say yes and lots of praise, and that's
Yes,
it.
good boy.
And it's just that simple. And do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and call it good. And it's just the eye contact game. And he loves it. And of course, you know, you can't build a better positive association with training than a high value treat and lots of praise. And of course you phase out the treats eventually. It's not about the treat.
Yes, good
It's about
boy.
building the communication and relationship so that they're confident. They become very confident because they know they're going to find a right answer, which is look at me. So if somebody's afraid of a truck, if somebody's afraid of a whatever, and you've built in the default look at me or focus or attention, whatever word you like, then you don't have to say no or it's okay, or you just do the whole
Yes. Look at me.
So
Yes, good
once you
boy.
build in the default to look at you, you can use that to redirect from any stressful situation. And it's perfectly okay when building a behavior to use treats when,
Yes, good.
when you're adding something new.
Good boy, Benny.
So, and that's,
Good boy. Yes,
and see how he wants to engage with her now. He's looking for that instead of,
such a good dog.
yes, and of course he has an awesome family that does beautiful, you know, they adore him. So he's just visiting
Yes, good look at me.
while they're on vacation.
Yes, look at you.
But he was very insecure, of
Getting all
course.
too happy.
But yeah, he was very insecure, but now
Yes,
he's,
good boy.
and that's all it is.
I know, look at you. He's such a good boy, Benny.
And
We're just going to keep shoving
Yep.
things at you.
Yep. And it just reinforces the best thing in the world when in doubt is to look at your human for direction and guidance. And it's awesome for teamwork, for
Good
service
boy.
dogs especially, all dogs, but service dogs especially, because you can't normally use physical
You're a good
strength
boy, Benny.
and corrections
You're a good
to
boy.
control a 150 plus dog that, if you have a physical challenge, it just makes sense, and it works, and it works really well.
It was
I mean, it
fun,
sets a
huh?
foundation, like,
It was fun.
it just works. Nice,
Oh,
good
such
sit.
a good boy.
And so when they offer something, you can just tell them sit,
boy,
good
good
sit.
sit.
So you're just reinforcing, it's not but really the eye contact is the big thing. He's offering behaviors because he wants the right answer, which means a
Yes,
treat
good
and
boy.
praise. And see how she comes from under and not
Yes,
over his
you're a
head?
good boy.
So that it's more, it just, again, there's all kinds of science behind that, but it just works. You just come from under, so they focus on you, not the treat. And that'll work. So we probably already
Yes,
beat
good
it to death,
boy.
but just so you get the
Aw,
idea
good boy,
on the
Benny.
timing and the whole thing. So thank you, Kathy and Benny.
Dad, I hope it helps.
Good, Benny.
He's a good boy.
And we'll call it good.
Yay!